York City is a magical place with four seasons, and no matter what time of the year, a lot of things are going on. But one of my favorite seasons is the fall season. The beautiful colors of the trees from yellow to orange, the tree-lined streets, it's pretty magical. In this occasion, I decided to explore Brooklyn during the fall season. So without further ado, what's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today is a beautiful fall day out here in New York City, and I'm going to be walking around some of the streets around here, especially in Brooklyn by Brooklyn Heights and partly Fort Greene, to see how the leaves are doing, to get some footage and show you like the beautiful season of fall colors over here. I think it's even better when you walk in some of the regular neighborhoods right here, like the brownstone buildings covered with the streets. I think it gets even better the next week, but we're gonna walk around here to see what can we find. So without further ado, join me. So this over here is Montague Street, which is kind of like the main street of Brooklyn Heights. And you see they got businesses, stores going on. And then over here you can see what I'm talking about. Some of the leaves are changing their color. And this neighborhood is pretty much known for its architecture, the vibrant. And like I say, there's a lot of people out here today. And once you do a detour in some of the smaller streets, you're gonna see how nice it turns, It's gonna be even quieter, so better to capture some footage going on over here. And just look at architecture, wow. Some of the nicest architecture in the whole borough of Brooklyn. Yeah. It's gonna go straight, but I'm making a detour over here because here you can see a little bit of what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure if I go in some of the other streets, it's gonna get nicer. But here, the trees, they're looking pretty nice. Let me show you ahead. So I'm not sure how clear you can see here, but you can see the trees. And then one of the negative things is when the leaves, they fall down in the floor. So you can see the gentleman over here, he's raking it. Not raking it, he's using like a blower to blow away all of this leaves out here. So then here you see some of the leaves right here. And this is nothing. Sometimes it gets pretty much worse. It gets pretty much worse, but you got a guy there who's using a blower. And then you can see the leaves. This one's still a little bit green, but some of them, they're already turning orange. But I never get bored of this neighborhood. It's just pretty nice, no matter what season do you walk in a perfect neighborhood, to capture some footage or pictures. But I think I'm gonna turn back and find another street where I could possibly see like a better footage of the trees out with architecture over here. I gotta tell you, this fall season is being pretty unusual. Like usually the weather, it drops down, but for the past day, it's been like literally almost 80 degrees in the late October. Today it dropped down a little bit, but next week, I think literally in the beginning of November, it's supposed to hit 80 degrees. So that is something pretty strange, but that's how it is over here. Over here you got a nice tree right here with architecture. And the negative thing is when all of that falls down, the trees are gonna be like they call it here, naked. Just the branches, So here's a better view. You can see how the leaves line up next to the cars. And then you got the trees here. So it's a nice shot. So in this tree, you can see the mixture of variety. Some of the trees are already literally losing all of the leaves, but some of them, they still got a semi-green color, then a yellowish color that's changing. And I think ahead of me, it looks even nicer. If you keep going forward, it takes you to the Brooklyn Heights Promenade, which is where they got the waterfront. And then over here, you can see what I'm talking about. The mixture of colors, and then what makes it even nicer is the architecture that we got over here. And this is like another small street. I'm probably gonna go over that way and then come back and end up over here. But this is plain gorgeous. And what's even better is all this old, late 1800s architecture we got going on over here, and they're pretty expensive nowadays. But then look at this tree over here, wow. The color is just gorgeous. Now let's make it towards this street, and I see some trees are not with the yellowish colors, but the red colors. So I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. It's just a little one, but I think it'll be nice to look at. So here we got this one, red color. The bad thing is this truck is literally here in the middle. Then you got this tall, giant tree over here with a beautiful architecture that's pretty nice, Walking Willow Street, and then I'm gonna merge into Columbia Heights to see what the vibes are over there. Then this is behind the scenes mess that I'm talking about, about this beautiful leaves. And this is literally nothing, but it literally lives like all the mess out here on the floor. Also, another cool thing is, since it's October in neighborhoods like this, you see a lot of decorations of Halloween. I guess people go trick-or-treating around here when it's Halloween season. So besides architecture, over here, like this staircase, it has a little decoration, you know, for the Halloween. So I'm pretty sure, I guess in the nighttime, it's actually beautiful to look at too. That's the beauty about New York, like no matter what season, there's always something crazy, anything can happen in this city. Even over here, see this? They got like a nest over here with Spider-Man. They're probably like a baby Spider-Man over there. It's actually pretty creative. And just look at this tree over here. It's small, but it already has its leaves. Like, look. Kind of like the Canadian style maple leaf, but with a yellow color. So let's walk towards Columbia Heights to see what the vibe is in that street. But before I hit one of the regular streets, I'm just gonna head back down over here to show you the view of New York City, which I've shown it many times, but I figure why not, since I'm right here. You guys are gonna have an amazing view of Lower Manhattan. Over here it is, Lower Manhattan. Wow, actually you can see some views of the fall foliage from over here. Like, look at this park over here. See the colors of the trees? Wow, it's gorgeous. It's actually pretty nice. I actually made a video here last summer. It was like 100 degrees, and I filmed literally the pier. But look at the colors of the fall. And then, of course, the Manhattan skyline right here. So talking about the fall colors, I think there's actually a better view here in the Promenade of the leaves than in Columbia Heights. I think I'm gonna walk over here to show you what's going on ahead of me. So you can see here, you see this tree literally up, you know, with the colors. And then for people who live in the tropics are curious why the leaves, they turn like this, it's due to the weather. You know, since the weather starts dropping down, it kind of burns the leaves. There goes a helicopter. And then it causes it to change this color over here, like a reddish orange color. And then when it gets even colder and colder, like in November, December, the leaves are literally gone for the tree. Here you get a full view. Colors right here in the park. And then over here, not sure how clear you can see it because the sun is literally blocking me over, but they got this over here. That's pretty nice. And here you can see, not sure if the sun covers it, but you can see how literally all of these trees are changing their colors, you know. And we're still in Brooklyn Heights, but little by little, we're gonna make it towards the other side of the downtown area by Fort Greene, where they got the local park, and maybe there I can get more footage of the fall season. But other than that, I enjoy the view of the sun over here, the river, and entire Manhattan over here with the Brooklyn Bridge at the end. It's just super breathtaking views, like all of this right here. And once you head back to the neighborhood, here you see all the tree colors going on, which I think is pretty beautiful, you know. There's a little mini playground happening over here. It's pretty nice. And then the playground is literally covered with leaves. Here you see a little bit on the ground. But yeah, then the 360 view of what it looks like. But in my opinion, I've said it many times, I think fall season is probably the best season to come out here in New York City. Not just because of the colors, but the weather, like it's just perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. You just wear like a little sweater and you should be good to walk around. So let's go more to the other side of the neighborhood. And then we're gonna cross and go all the way to Fort Greene to see what else is going on. Then we're gonna wrap up the video. You just can't get enough of the architecture over here. Like this building over here has all the way towards the end. Then it's crazy over here. The trees are literally mostly green, but still pretty nice, you know, to get a picture of. So I'm gonna make it towards the other side. Here you can see another sample how the street is literally covered up, and some of the leaves are out here. You know, a lot happening. And over here's pretty nice. Look at this one. And the neighborhood just keeps going. But I think I'm gonna walk towards the other side to check out the Fort Greene area to see what's going on, to check out the local park and see how the leaves changes. Meanwhile, this street is pretty awesome too. Just look at the street, wow. Not only are you walking under a tunnel of trees, but it's like you're also walking under a tunnel of colors, especially reddish colors, orange colors, and then look, here's like more advanced, the leaves. on the floor. So the ones who use the blower got a duty right here. And even at the end, you can see how gorgeous the streets are. I tried last year to capture footage of the fall season around the Upper West Side, but it didn't really came out well, but I hope this year is a little bit better. And as I was walking towards that way, I had to do a detour here because I think the street looks pretty impressive. Look at this, I don't know how clear you can see it on the camera. But it's just a nice looking streets, you know, with the sidewalks and the colors. It's just gorgeous. So now I'm passing the downtown area, which has developed a lot with a lot of massive high-rise skyscrapers. Like over here, you can see none of this was here before. Now they literally turning it into another Manhattan right here in Brooklyn. So now I made it out here to the Fort Greene section, so let's see what's going on. I'm gonna be heading towards the park, and I think I'm gonna get some pretty nice views over there. So I tell you, the weather's been cooperating, like super gorgeous weather out here today. So this is Fort Greene Park right here. And I wanna see what it looks like during the fall season. And then over here, you will get some skyline of downtown Brooklyn. Now they got skyscrapers popping up literally all over. So during the summertime, this park is literally jam-packed when they do like festivals and music fest, you know, and also they do like movie theaters, like they play like a big screen and people could just sit down and chill. It's not really a big of a park, but you could do some pretty crazy cardio over here because it goes up the hill and down the hill. So I'm gonna show you more of the park when I make it to the other side. And while a lot of people, they prefer to do Central Park, which I think is probably the main place to do and check out the fall foliage, but I wanna focus like in regular parks around. I wanna focus on regular parks here in New York, especially in Brooklyn. There are tons of places here where you can capture views of the fall season. Not sure how much clear you can see, but look at all the leaves literally laying down. And of course the trees and all of that. And this is a massive tree at the end. And it has like that yellowish color, but I'm literally just entering the park, so I haven't seen the full park yet. But I think once you go to the end and it ends up in a regular neighborhood, the views are probably gonna be even better. I tell you, this weather is being acting up. It was literally cold this morning and now it's kind of like hot. Betting in the nighttime is gonna drop, so that's why you always gotta be prepared once the summer is officially over. But I'm loving it here so far. This is the stair areas over here, you kind of could do like a little Rocky Balboa Philly style over here in Brooklyn. And then you can see the beautiful colors of the trees right here. Then once you make it to the top, you got this here from 1776. Then a lot of trees over here showing you a 360 view. People that's chilling here, then it goes underneath over there. I think the trees are literally blocking the views of the skyscrapers, but it's still pretty nice. But I think this is a super underrated park due to it local, but then you got it like all to yourself and huge massive plaza behind here, you know. This neighborhood has changed a lot. It used to be like pretty rough back in the days, but then they developed it and now people from all ethnicities, they come here to this park. You know, here you see what's going on. Spaces over here. Got some of the workers over here, then the park goes all the way in the other side. So I'll tell you, wow, what a lovely day out here in the park. And then the beautiful thing about this park, they got people here that do community work, you know, so it's not just like a park of tourists or anything like that. They do community work to maintain and to preserve it pretty nice, you know. Then ahead of me is the actual neighborhood of Fort Greene, which I made a video over here if you guys want to check it out. And a lot of rich history, you know, especially history with the black culture over here in this side. But yeah, now unfortunately it's being gentrified. Could be good, could be bad at some point. It just push out like the local people that used to live out here. But it's still good to explore right here and see what's happening. And over here at the end of the park, you can see the brownstone buildings that's going on. And then over here, they offer you the volunteer. You know, a lot of local parks around here in New York and Jersey, they got you know, activities like this where you can volunteer and do some work in the park and stuff like that. So, you know, it seems like something fun to do, and then you can interact and meet people around for the community, you know, so it's a good way. That's one thing I like about New York City. There are tons of activities that it offers, you know, and I think a lot of other cities around the states in America should take notes of that. And then you see some of the local architecture, but not gonna show much because I already covered this area and it just looks a lot like Brooklyn Heights. But you have an idea what I'm talking about. Then over here, it seems like they did some raking, and wow, Look how high this can go. I don't know how clear you can see it in the camera, but wow. Try to show you my shoe, like it's over here, this literally, I don't know, it kind of reaches to my knees or a little bit higher. So that's a huge amount of leaves that they collected right there. And then of course this tree is pretty gorgeous. And another thing that adds up to this day with the leaves is the sky that's really, really blue, you know. Like I said many times in my videos, blue is my favorite color, and it just brings me happiness seeing the day like this, pretty nice, you know. Like I feel like it changed up the mood and everything. But that was the end of my video. Not really like a long video, but the end of my video here, walking around this parts of Brooklyn during the fall season. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all. And peace.